Welcome to Inkonversation, the podcast that fuels your entrepreneur spirit, brought to you by Inkonversation. We deliver thought-provoking conversations with industry leaders, game changers, and unsung heroes, all making an impact in their communities and shaping the future of business. Let's grow together and transform the world, one business at a time.
Thank you so much for being with us this morning. My name is Doreen Kiji. I work for Inkonversation as the investment manager here in South Sudan. Today we have the managing director of Equity Bank South Sudan, Dr. Addis Ababa. I would like to give him a chance to introduce himself.
Thank you, Doreen. I am happy to be with you this morning to have a conversation with Inkonversation.
Thank you. You have good experience in the banking and academia with multiple PhDs. Could you share with us some of your career journey from banking to lecturing?
I've been working in academia, financials, and particular banking sector for quite some time, since 1996. I started my journey as a teaching assistant at the Milan University, Khartoum, Sudan, back in 1996, and then joined Central Bank of Sudan in May 97 as an inspector officer at the Department of Supervision, and then later on left for Netherlands in Europe, where I also embarked on a study. I did there finance and accounting at Hansa University. And I have worked there also for auditing firm called Dubois and Anko. It's based in Amsterdam. After that, I came back to Juba, Southern Sudan by then, before independence at the end of 2010, where I started my first job here after the CPA agreement as a consultant for Anti-Corruption Commission. Then I rejoined Central Bank of Southern Sudan. It was a window that was specifically created by CPA to serve the people of South Sudan based on the conventional banking system. Worked there up to 2015. That's the time I joined Equity Bank Kenya in Upper Hill as a general manager of operation. Later on, I was lucky to be promoted as a director of operations and then redeployed back to South Sudan as a deputy managing director. I've been in banking and academia for quite some time. My passion is teaching. I'm an adjunct associate at Juba University. I do postgrad programs, but that is where my passion is. So that's a bit about myself.
Thank you so much. I would like to know, within your journey, what are some of the challenges that you have seen and success that you've witnessed in the banking sector?
Let me start by a success that I've witnessed. When I came here, the CPA was signed. There were a few banks that were operating as a part of Southern Sudan, the region that were affected by war and conflict. So after the CPA signed, because of the conventional system that was introduced or have been introduced then in Southern Sudan, and a bank that were here were mainly Islamic models and Islamic system. So they had to relocate back to Sudan. But we have seen a lot of success. We have seen so many banks coming up. KCB, the subsidiary, was established here. Equity, and then Cooperative, ECO. Currently, we do have almost 30 banks operating in South Sudan. Among them are 8 regionals and international banks. During that period, we've seen a lot of growth in terms of customer base in the unbanked population. So, as I said, South Sudan was mainly affected by war. So people had no access to financial system and mainly the financial services. So the bank that came were mainly focusing on financial inclusion, bringing more customers on board, introducing them into the financial services. That is one of the success that I have seen. We also seen many of the insurance companies coming into South Sudan, New Sudan Insurance, UAP, Britain. Although there is a lack of regulatory framework, but I think they saw an opportunity to come to the market and operate, to become part of the financial institutions that are here also to support and promote economic growth in precise. We have seen also microfinance institution numbers growing, and we had a few microfinance institutions that were offering their services to people of South Sudan. And the government has also played a very big role then by forming what it was used to be called South Sudan Microfinance Development Facility, SSMDF. It is an African body that was supported by World Bank to bring about private sector development initiative. So that has helped also to enhance the knowledge and the capacity of those who were in business. So those are the success that I have seen.
Thank you very much. We have seen the successes outweigh the challenges, because the challenges comes once in a while and they go. But the successes, they stay with us. So I would like to know, what do you think are the most important steps to strengthen financial institutions in emerging economies like South Sudan?
In my humble view, the most important step to strengthen the financial institution in the emerging market like South Sudan, number one is political stability. When we talk of political stability as a concept, what comes in mind is the rule of law, having an effective macrofinance management. We've seen the dividend of peace that we have enjoyed for the last 6 years. So that is a result of political stability. So the political stability, regardless of the political system, always result into financial and economic stability. And I think that is an important step. The second thing is to build strong financial institutions. What I meant by that is to have an institution that mainly focus on their mandates and their objectives, structured based on the good governance practices. The accountability and transparency is part parcel of their practice, because we all believe that institution cannot be better than its people. It is through institution that you will see a lot of structure that help to strengthen not only the financial stability, but also the economic growth. The other thing is the regulatory framework, what we call regulatory and supervisory framework, that helps also to guide the entire banking sector and maybe in general the financial sector to thrive and provide access to credit, and introducing also the national payment system that will also enhance the financial and economic stability that we all are looking for.
In South Sudan, it is not a secret that access to capital is still way below global standards. And with financial institutions mostly domiciled in the capital, which is Juba, what do you see is the role of financial service providers in promoting growth in South Sudan, especially in terms of financial inclusion and access to credit for underserved communities?
This is a very challenging environment. Environments are characterized by the hyperinflation, the national currency depreciation, sometimes conflicts here and there, especially rural area, and also geopolitical instability, whether regionally or internally. It is essential for financial service providers. They must play a critical role in promoting economic growth, and especially by driving financial inclusion. For the institution like Equity Bank to use their business model, we do have triple engines business model that focus on social arm, economic arm, and sustainability. Those engines are used to ensure that we bring on board more customers. And the more you focus on the social engine to bring about economic growth, the more you have a sustainable approach into your business. So financial inclusion is mainly focusing on how you grow the business using the social engines, making sure that you create the loyalty, bring people closer, and that's why our customers call them members. We also use the social payment intervention. What we do now across South Sudan in partnering with our UN agency and international NGOs. The social payment, what is known as cash drop and cash distribution, is mainly to ensure that you bring on board as much as you can those who are benefiting from the financial service that we offer. So yes, it might be seen like when the bank is providing services to IDPs, vulnerable people in refugee camps, it is just only purely business-driven approach. But our intention is to bring the same group into the banking system, introduce them into a financial service that we offer, and make them understand that their future, changing their life, depend on the way they look into the business, the way they now tap it and use those facilities to change their lives. So we use the social payment intervention to bring about the financial inclusion. We also use our capability in terms of the mobiles and banking solution. We have a digital arm that is easier and convenient in reaching those hard-to-reach area, in remote area, where there is no physical branches established in those areas. So we also use the agency banking and merchant services. Most of the banks were mainly in big town, and that is the fact. But because the concept of banking has already changed, the bank is not where you go, not the building, but it is what you do. So we use digital platforms, the agency banking, the merchant service, the POS, to ensure that those who might think that bank is just a physical places will now change their mind that they can access all those services regardless where they are. That's the capability that we are offering to ensure that we reach those populations as a part of financial inclusion.
Equity works with Inkomoko, and Inkomoko works with entrepreneurs to help the entrepreneurs create jobs, improve livelihoods, and also develop a thriving community. With that, we would like to know, in this South Sudan economy that is very unique as well, what strategies is Equity Bank using to help the medium, small, and micro enterprises get financing and overcome financial challenges?
We are happy with the partnership that we have established with Inkomoko, and the partnership was based on the common objective of our sisters organization, being Equity and Inkomoko. Our intention is also to transform the lives and livelihood of the people of South Sudan. The strategy that we have adopted to help the micro, small, and medium enterprises get financing and overcome the challenges, because there are so many challenges that we talked about that particular group facing. We want to ensure that we design a financial product to help that group, that particular group, the micro, small, and medium enterprise, by offering them a loans with a flexible repayment terms. Because the challenges are many. If you are just strictly adhering to the loan condition as it is known in other markets, it might really be a setback to an entrepreneur that is venturing into the new businesses. So you need to offer a loan with a very flexible terms in terms of repayment, the grace periods, but also an interest. It should be competitive so that they feel like they are also encouraged to do more business and manage, create jobs, create wealth. The other thing is a capacity, which we thought is important, and particularly what we call entrepreneurship education. What that means is that we organize a workshop, we conduct also training to improve the financial management skills of all our micro and small and medium enterprises, to learn how to handle their debt in a very responsible manner, how to create a business plan, how to maintain a financial discipline. This is actually key, especially in our context as a South Sudanese. In this country, when you establish a business, the moment you are seen to have established kind of a business that seems to be successful, then the pressure, the burdens of the family members will be now channeled. Everyone will be like, you know what, my kids have not gone to school for the 2 semesters and they need to be paid. Simply because they have seen kind of success. That has really become a real challenge to so many people with a good idea who would have succeeded in their businesses. Why? Because they don't have what we call financial discipline. So there is a need to separate the social issues, social needs with the needs of your businesses. We also partner with UN agencies, NGOs, and all the development agencies and development partners on a risk-sharing arrangement. There are some sectors where we believe that are risky from purely business point of view of banks. You look at agriculture, you might not find a bank or a credit department who would quickly approve agriculture loans simply because they seem to be or considered to be risky. So we partner with the UN agency, development partners, NGOs, just to ensure that based on that risk-sharing arrangement, we'll be able to craft and design a product that will suit the needs of that particular group, while you're also covering the risk in terms of sharing. So they bring kind of funds as a cover in percentage to any risk that might arise during the implementation of any project that is supported by loan. So those are the things that we do and will help SMEs to get financing and overcome the challenges.
Equity has also partnered with the World Food Programme to connect agriculture value chain actors to financial literacy and concessional financing. Now, with the literacy that you have already established giving your clients, I would like to know, how does this partnership with Inkonversation and with World Food Programme align with Equity's mission to support small businesses?
The partnership that we have established with the World Food Programme, Inkonversation, and other development partners is aligned with our mission of offering integrated financial services that economically and socially empower our customers, our businesses, and community. The reason why we focus on empowering those categories is for them to create wealth as a part of our bigger plan in terms of African recovery and resilience plan that focus on 6 pillars. And one of them is agriculture, because we see a huge opportunity for all our beneficiaries to grab that opportunity and create job opportunity and wealth to drive the growth that we all are looking for. So the partnership with World Food Programme is to connect agricultural value chain actors, the people, the activities to the financial literacy through the concessional financing, and those are particularly for that group. We're also trying to look into building capacity for sustainable growth. We also want to support the agriculture value chain access to credit at the concessional interest rates based on the risk-sharing arrangement I already talked about. But the intention is to power that agro-business program in South Sudan. We saw an opportunity, and we think it is our responsibility to ensure that we promote the agro-businesses by helping them access financial resources that are critical for their to scaling up their operation, improving their productivity, and driving the economic growth, especially in the rural areas.
Thank you very much. I have come from the bank myself. I have been working in the bank for almost 7 years, and I have seen that the bank has done a lot in bringing in so many innovations. And you can see, like you've talked about, the bank not being the building anymore. What are the changes or innovations that you think that will come and will grow the financial sector in South Sudan?
If you look at the South Sudan market, and especially when it comes to digital and mobile transformation products, the revolutions itself, the market has not developed, although there is an e-mobile regulations. But the mobile operators that are in South Sudan have not picked up, has not contributed so much in terms of financial inclusion and providing financial services. So we see a huge opportunity when it comes to strengthening the financial infrastructure, the banking infrastructure, the mobile banking infrastructure in South Sudan. Financial inclusion should be spearheaded as a program by the government. I'm glad to know that the government might come up with what they call a national financial inclusion program or a strategy that will focus on embarking on the campaign create awareness. What is it that people are talking about when they hear financial literacy? What is it that banks are offering? What is that the insurance are offering? Microfinance. So that kind of financial inclusion campaign will be headed by the government. Help all the financial institutions now to develop also a program in line with that national agenda to ensure that we bring everyone on board. Remember, the bank population in South Sudan is less than 8%. So there is a huge opportunity. The bank now to tap into the unbanked population and make use of their capability to grow the businesses, create more jobs, create more investment, and drive the growth, particularly economic growth.
Thank you very much for today. And we want to say that Equity is our huge supporter in this country. Inkonversation expanded to South Sudan in 2023. We've seen there is a lot of support that we've received from Equity partnering with us in financial inclusion, bringing our clients who have never opened accounts before. They were able to open accounts at Equity Bank.
Thank you very much. The bank is for everybody. Our mission and vision is to transform the lives and livelihood of people of Africa, but particularly the people at the bottom of the pyramids, those whom you are targeting. And that's why we are happy to have that kind of partner with Moko. I thank you once again for giving me opportunity to talk to everybody through your platforms. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
At Inkonversation, we're dedicated to empowering entrepreneurs across Africa with the tools, resources, and knowledge they need to flourish in today's competitive business landscape. Now we're bringing that passion to this podcast, taking you on a journey through inspiring stories from around the globe.